Yeah, we'll be reviewing Deceivers by Arch Enemy. This album was released on August 12th, 2022. It's an album we have been anticipating for a very long time. The first single, Deceivers, was released on October of 2021. And since then, they released another 4 singles. This means that we have listened to like half of the album, already, but the other half, the other 6 songs are still great. There are 11 songs. So anyway, let me just get into this album. So this band released 11 studio albums. Now this band was originally fronted by Johan Livia, and then he was played a few albums in the 90s. He was replaced by Angela Gossow in 2000. She was on a few albums. And then she left the band in March 2014 and was replaced by Alyssa White-Gluz. And she is the current vocalist. They are a melodic death metal band. And, they have a lot of heavy, brutal riffs, lots of fast rhythms. But at the same time, the songs are very well structured. They're very melodic and just lots of melodic riffs. And this band is just very talented. So this album, Deceivers, also the longest gap they've taken between albums. Their last album was Will to Power, that was released in 2017. So this is the third album with Alyssa White-Gluz. And if you have listened to their last album, Will to Power, you know that she does some different vocal styles, mostly the harsh vocals, but also some clean vocals and some more singing as well. And on this album, she does it a little more. There's a lot more of that different vocal styles. You also have Jeff Loomis. This is the second time he's on an Arch Enemy album. He's a really talented guitarist. He's been in the band Nevermore. He's been in a couple other projects, had some solo albums, and he's just very talented and just a really great addition to this band. So the album opens with Handshake from Hell. This is one of the singles they released. And this is the perfect album opener because it just shows all the different stuff that they are doing on this album, and it's kind of all packed into one song. So the thing that stands out in this song are the vocals. Arch Enemy songs, they usually have these harsh vocals, but on this one, we get a lot of different vocal styles. There's some really clean singing, a part of the song where she sings this line "Fool me once, fool me twice, fool me thrice," and that really shows off her vocal abilities. And this is also one of the first Arch Enemy songs where you hear these vocals where it's almost like these kind of Nightwish type of vocals, and that's something we haven't really heard of from this band before. So I thought that was really good. This is just a great single and a great album opener. Then the next song, Deceivers. This was the first single that was released back in October. And this is just the band being very heavy. They have those chunky riffs, lots of guitar shredding, the harsh vocals. The thing that stands out in this song is the drumming. There's a really cool drum rhythms in the song, and I really like this one, and this is just a great song. Then Eye of the Storm. It's another one of the singles. And this one is characterized by melodic riffs and lead guitar playing. It's a type of song where the guitar playing sticks in your head more than the vocals. I mean, the vocals are good, but you're going to be singing along with the guitar. And I think that's one thing I really like about this band. Then there's a song called The Watcher. This is the first non-single that you're going to hear from this album. And it's just very heavy. They're bringing back that style from maybe the 2000s period with those really heavy, chunky death metal style riffs and lots of melodic riffs as well. They're also incorporating a little bit of progressive metal into it. The song takes some twists and turns because, as you know, Jeff Loomis is kind of a prog metal guitarist as well as being just doing thrash and death, but you do get some of that. So there's a lot of interesting stuff going on here. Another song, Poisoned Arrow. I really like this one because they kind of turned down the heaviness a little bit. They added more clean guitars, just more melody, and the guitar playing is really great. It's mostly harsh vocals, there's some clean vocals, but this is one of the more laid-back songs. Then Sunset Over the Empire. This was another one of the singles. And the thing that stands out in this song is that you really hear that bass guitar sound. It has that cool bass intro. It's really distorted and chunky tone. And it's just very heavy, lots of heavy guitar riffs. And this is one of those songs where the guitar riffs are the ones that is the part that you're going to be singing along to. because this is kind of like an Iron Maiden type of song. It's just like very heavy with harsh vocals, and that's why I like it. There's the fifth single called House of Mirrors. This one has some chunky riffs, and the thing that stands out, we got lots of like different vocal styles, but they're the heavier types of vocal styles. So you get more of those like death growls, more of those death metal types of vocals, but there is like a lot of like variety in the vocal style, and I like that about this song. The song Spreading Black Wings, they do some kind of different stuff. They kind of slow it down a little bit, but it's still very heavy. They have a lot of those like palm muted, distorted riffs. And this song is, they do some like symphonic stuff as well, and I thought it was pretty cool. I really like the outro. Then there's a short instrumental called Morning Star, and this one has clean guitars. Sound is very dark and haunting, but almost kind of like classical music at the same time. This is just like a minute and a half. And, it's pretty cool. And then the next song, One Last Time, that one's a little more laid back. You got some harsh and clean vocals, and then you got a lot of that like galloping guitar sound. They alternate between like the clean and distorted guitars in this one. That's pretty cool. The final song on the album is called Exiled from Earth, and this is just a typical Arch Enemy song. Just gives you everything you want from this band. You got the chugging, galloping guitars, the melodic lead guitar riffs, lots of interesting drum beats. The drums are very good on this album. You get a lot of different like rhythms, and the vocals are always great. It's just a really great album closer. And I know there are some 2 bonus tracks. I didn't hear them on the streaming version, but they're probably on the CD, and I will be getting the CD eventually. But it's a cover of that Rob Halford band, Fight Into the Pit, and another cover by the band Picture. But I haven't heard those, so if you have heard them, let me know. Conclusion: this is their best album out of the last 3 with the Alyssa White Gloose albums. This is just they took everything they were doing with those first 2 albums and they just did it better. The songwriting's a lot better. Just the guitar playing. I think like the addition of Jeff Loomis was a really great addition to the band, and he's bringing a lot. So I think like the band is kind of like at their peak as far as like this stage of the band. So that's why I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. It's just a very good album. I just enjoyed it a lot. And I'll be doing an Arch Enemy ranking pretty soon, so let me know what you think of that. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. This way you don't miss that video. And thanks for watching. See you in the next